Yo, got a few things to show y'all, man. So I ended up feeding all my XP. Just got tired of waiting on double artifacts, so it is what it is. Mask, Mystic, Everyman, Ebon. Um, Now, what I didn't know about Mask or Circe's Mask is that the part where it said, oh, all right, so first off, it procs whether your shield breaks or not, which is OP. I thought it only proc when your shield breaks. You know, when it says when your shield is broken, your income healing is increased by 30%. I thought for it to work, your shield has to break by taking too much damage. It still works in that way, but it works whether your shield breaks or not. I'm finna show y'all right now. And it works on all shields, supercharges, iconic powers, movement shields, everything. See, that's Circe mask right there. Those those golden lights around me, that's Circe mask. Now the only shields that don't work on are shields from allies, group members, dampening fields, including purple healing ray, static, Superman, um, controllers, everything. Like Circe mask doesn't work with those type of shields, but everything else it does, including Amazonian deflect. It works with dash attack also. So yeah, it's OP, right? And then when it procs, that's a 30% healing receive plus a 10%. That's 40, which is crazy. Now, since I'm fired, now remember in my other tank videos, I went over all the tank power mechanics. So fire has a natural 50% healing receive, which is crazy. Cause that goes on top of 30, which is 80, goes on top of 10, which is 90. So I'm working with 90% healing received. And if I wanted to up it up a notch, there's a there's a chess mod called Quick Healing. It gives you a 2% an extra 2% healing received. So that's 92. That's either 92 if you're fired or 42 with every other tank power. So if you every other tank power, you're working with 40. If you have Mystic and uh Circe's mask maxed out, that's 40%. You know what I'm saying? If you have quick healing, that's 42. So you're working with 40 to 42. If I'm, you know, if you're fire, I don't I'm not using it in this build, but that's still 90% to 92% healer receive, which is crazy. And healer receive that applies to everything. Soda colas, healers, supply drops, P stone, um, allies, everything you can think of. It applies to everything, bro. So yeah, um, it's very OP. Now we have Ebon. I know my last video when I was using it, um, I was kind of swapping it too fast. You don't have to do it as fast as I was. So for example, I can have my shields up. When I do, I can afford to have every man sitting out for a moment. So till then, I just build up my scores on my Ebon stacks until I get that giant purple score. Once I get that, I'll pop my finisher. When I do that, for the next 12 seconds, I have a 30% damage reduction shield. You know, so which goes on top of all my other shields, and it stacks with Circe's mask along with Mystic and Everyman. So yeah, that's how I would make that work. If it's situational though, so if it's a if it's hallway ads or a boss fight that isn't really CC or stun heavy, there's no point of me running the breakout. So I'll use that. If it is CC or stun heavy, um, and I have a good group, good burn, good healing, then and I'm like comfortable with them, I'll take out my hard light shield and just replace that with my finisher and then put my breakout in. So that's taken care of. If I don't feel like using the Ebon, then I just use a simple loadout. Most of the time I will use Ebon. So I'll do something like this. I'll do that or this, you know. In some cases too, I can do something like this. Um, you know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, it's just all situational. So that's how I'll use that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. So I think I told y'all about my allies or allies. So Lex, Batman Who Laughs. I'm a I'm gonna max them out later today. Um, but yeah, that's how that'll work. So also, I'm gonna go back and rerun everything like CTE. Now this DLC, I haven't ran Elite yet. To be honest, I barely played. I just get on sometimes, barely do reg, hop off. So I don't know the mechanics, but I'm gonna lock in so I can show y'all what it's like to tank without manacles and lasts, and just show y'all that you don't need those two artifacts. And how easier it is. Matter of fact, speaking about easier, so tanking ever since I started using last, bro, manacles tanking has been so much smoother, so much fun, so much easier. I'm a lot more comfortable. I can relax in heated situations. It's I just, man, it just 10 out of 10. It's so much better taken without last and manacles. You know what I'm saying? So I advise you not to use manacles. If you are using last, use it as a swap art. But even then, I would say don't use last, because once you figure out why you're dying, you can get past that. Once you get past that and not die or not die as much, not die at all, really, you realize that Laz is useless. And as you're alive and Laz not proccing, you do not have an artifact working for you actively at the moment. At the moment. So yeah, and that's all the difference with these artifacts. These artifacts right here. Mystic is always working for me. Circe Mask always working for me. Every man always working for me. Ebon always working for me. These artifacts are like permanently active, always. So yeah. So if you were a tank, I advise you to get these three. If you can only get three artifacts, I recommend Mystic, Mask, Everyman. If you got four 200s, then get Ebon. Um, if you have well over the if you have like well over 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, then get Scrap, LG, Mercy, Peace Stone, blah blah blah. But yeah, all right, y'all, peace out.